A member of MI6 is assassinated while on assignment in Jamaica, along with his secretary, and his house is ransacked. So M, the head of MI6, assigns 007 agent James Bond to go to Jamaica to investigate his death. They believe he was killed due to his cooperation with the CIA, involving a case where radio jamming had disrupted rocket launches in the United States. Upon arriving in Jamaica, Bond is immediately met with a target on his back. The enemy is already aware of him. And when these enemy agents would rather die than give him information, it would seem that whoever is pulling the strings is a force to be reckoned with. Dr. No is the first film in the 007 series, despite it being based off the sixth Bond novel by Ian Fleming. The truly remarkable thing about this movie is that it flawlessly laid the foundation for everything we've come to love about James Bond. The iconic gun barrel sequence, the heavily stylized opening credits, the awesome 007 theme song. You know the song, it's playing right now. And of course, pulled straight from the novels, the memorable villains and Bond girls that are featured in each story. But the biggest achievement that Dr. No pulled off was the perfect casting of Sean Connery as James Bond. It would be fair to say Sean Connery is James Bond. He's charming, clever, cunning, and he's oh so dreamy. The most interesting aspect of the movie is watching Sean Connery just shine in every scene. He totally steals the show. For me, this is the saving grace for the movie. Not that it's an otherwise bad movie, but it doesn't exactly have the most interesting plot. And with so little action, it's great that his performance stands out. There is a decent amount of fun in Dr. No, but there's also a lot of waiting around. All of the important information that pushes the plot forward is gained through normal, kinda uninteresting chit-chat. While all of the assassination attempts and action sequences seem to exist just as an exciting diversion until the main event comes along. There are some car chases and an assassination attempt with a venomous spider, and of course, who could forget the enemy spy that is supposed to keep James Bond distracted until they can arrive to kill him. He takes advantage of the situation, sleeping with her twice before having her arrested. Classy. Then James Bond kills the underling, and it's all good entertainment, but we haven't learned anything, and Bond hasn't gained anything. You know, mission-wise. He's already knowledgeable about their deception, and it just seems like he's taking care of small fry at this point. Once they head off to Dr. No's evil island, the movie gets a little more exciting, a little more silly, and a little more racist. Quarrel is the guide for getting to the island, and the movie makes fun of him for being nervous and getting hammered. I guess the movie is suddenly cool with making fun of alcoholics. I understand in the novelization of Dr. No, this character develops a strong friendship with Bond, and their relationship is important to the story. Here, Quarrel is pure comedy relief, and Bond kinda just bosses him around. Then of course there's Honey Rider. I do like this character, although they changed her race for the movie. Then there's Dr. No himself, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. One of my favorite stupid things about this movie is the dragon myth. The locals believe there's a dragon on the island, and people are afraid to go near it. Honey and Quarrel believe the dragon is real, Honey saying she's even seen the dragon, and James Bond thinks it's utterly ridiculous because it's a dragon. They find the dragon's tracks, which look suspiciously similar to tread marks, and then we see the dragon. The dumbest thing I've ever seen, and then Quarrel is all like, "See, I told you there's a dragon," right before he gets burned alive. So James and Honey get captured by Dr. No's soldiers, and after taking a nice, relaxing anti-radiation scrub, they're given 5-star treatment in this oddly futuristic facility. I love the evil set design in Dr. No. It's all great. So we find out that Dr. No is a member of Spectre, and the whole reason Bond is getting this wonderful and fancy treatment is because he's impressed. And he's offering 007 a position in this terrorist organization. James Bond respectfully declines, and there's this neat little breaking out scene, and Bond stumbles upon the control room. I love how cheap these sets are. I mean, Dr. No is a pretty low-budget movie, but like with the fish tank earlier, it's just cute. Bond sabotages the evil plan, and he fights Dr. No above a pool of radioactive water. It's actually a pretty exciting fight as they're inching closer and closer to the deadly water, but it doesn't last very long. Then we have the nice little escape scene with everything blowing up, and Bond rescues Honey. Since Bond needs to ejaculate or his testicles will explode, they have sex on the boat, and the movie ends. So, my final thoughts on Dr. No. It's perfectly 60s. I love the acting, the action, the set design. It's a very simple Bond movie. Simple in its storytelling and simple with its spy stuff. There are no gadgets in Dr. No, just James relying on good old-fashioned survival tricks to get by. It's great. I also think Dr. No has a pretty good pace. It tries to balance out the fun scenes with the important ones. I just wish they could have blended together a bit more. But anytime Sean Connery is on screen, which he usually is, his dry wit and charm is practically intoxicating. It's radiating off of him. I love the chemistry between him and Moneypenny. I could have used 2 hours of just this. I feel like every time I watch it, I like it a little bit more or a little bit less. As the first Bond movie, and as a product of its time, I think it's really good. I also think this movie lacks variety, both in location and in plot development. And so it can feel a bit sluggish. But I think Dr. No is more than the sum of its parts, and looking back on it, I think the dozens of great moments overshadow the handful of mediocre ones. So yeah, in the end, I say it's good.